What's going on, guys? It's Thursday and I'm back to help you win another Forza Horizon 5 trial event. This week the stock Showdown shenanigans continue. Last week I took a break because you had to use the 1965 Mini Cooper on dirt, I believe. And I think the only thing you're allowed to change in like the tuning menu is just tire pressure. I'm not going to waste my time making a tune for that. I thought we were done with the whole stock Showdown stuff. We had it 2 or 3 series ago. I thought we were done with it, but they brought it back. But this week, you're allowed to do a little bit more to the car, which is kind of a welcome sight. I can next get a video out there and do my best to kind of make the car a little better than it would normally be. This week, the car what we get blessed to use is the 1985 Ford RS200 Evolution. I made a tune for it. I will show it on screen right now. It is called Stock Showdown. I'll also show the share code. Now, there is quite a bit of stuff you can do to this car. As opposed to last week, you can adjust the final drive ratio in the gearing section. You can adjust tire pressure, which I don't ever really mess with. You can do springs, damping, anti-roll bars. You can change quite a bit. I did my best to get this thing to handle well across both racing surfaces you'll encounter, like the road section, the dirt section. I stiffened springs, not a whole lot, but quite a bit. About to where I like to have most of my dirt tunes and like that in the area. It does make the car a little bit more twitchy on pavement, but it overall it has more grip on pavement. But if you're a little chaotic with your turning or braking, you can kind of oversteer a little bit more than you normally would. But I think it handles a lot better overall on pavement, puts the power to the ground a little bit more efficiently, and on dirt, the added stiffness doesn't really hurt it too much. It kind of helps. It's gonna just handle pretty well. It's not too stiff, and the ride height's not too high where you're gonna be all over the place bouncing around looking like a kangaroo out there. It's not that bad, but it's actually pretty good. I did bring the ride height down just a little bit. You don't want to be too high where the car is just all weeble wobbly all over the place. You don't want to be too low where you're bottoming out and just bouncing around on the rough sections of the dirt portions of the track. So I kind of brought it down just a little bit. Tuned the suspension, what I felt was the best, I guess the best amount to have it handle well on dirt and pavement. You can do all the different things to it. It's all subjective. It's what you want to do to it. I wish you could have had differential tuning. That would have really made a big difference with putting the power to the ground and not getting too understeery and all that stuff. But stock differential, can't do anything to it. The only thing I didn't mess with was tire pressure and anti-roll bars. I left those the same. But I did do quite a bit of tuning on the damping, the springs, and the final drive ratio. Really for the gearing, I just wanted to get as much acceleration I could out of it without hitting the rev limiter. But you do hit the limiter a little bit at the very end of race 2 if you're carrying a lot of speed, but it's not going to be too much. You might miss out on like a 1 or 2 mile per hour, but it's not that big a deal. The added acceleration is going to help you throughout the rest of the race. It's going to be more of a positive than a negative. With the limited stuff you can do tuning wise and no upgrades and all that, you're really gonna have to rely a lot on just how you drive this car. Like, I definitely recommend on like the higher speed sections, if you're starting to oversteer, loose grip, just let off the gas a little bit, kind of try to restabilize. You're gonna have to feather the throttle quite a bit, especially on the dirt sections where it gets more higher speed. It's gonna be inevitable. You're probably gonna smack a wall a couple times throughout this event, especially like that very first sharp turn in race 1. If you haven't practiced or anything, you're not used to how this car is. It does not brake well, so keep that in mind. If you have a big lead, I definitely recommend trying to be more patient and easier, or I guess brake earlier and kind of just get used to having good braking habits. It looks cleaner, make you feel a little better about yourself, not just slamming into walls. So that's going to go a long way in this as well. I did as much as I could. Like I said, I enjoy making these videos, even the stock ones, if you're allowed to do stuff to the car, as long as it's not just tire pressure. That's just silly. Hopefully after this series they don't bring this stuff back for a long time. Let me know down in the comments if you jumped into this event blind, kept the car the way it was, which I'm sure it's still fine. It's still going to be a very fun, twitchy car to drive no matter what you do. Or if you tried to mess with the tuning at all, let me know down in the comments if you use my tune. Compare the two, see if it felt any different. To me, it felt a little bit different. Again, it's not a whole lot you can do without upgrading, but I do think it was more comfortable, easier to control. Leave a like in the video if it helped you out. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. If you need any help or want to talk Forza with a nice group of players, nice group of Forza enthusiasts, there's a link to that, to the server in the description of the video, as well as Jericho if you missed it earlier. Get all those challenges done. Enjoy the Ford Fiesta XR2 you win for completing this event. Have a blast with that car. Have a blast with the rest of the events this week, and I'll hopefully see you guys next week for another video.